You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now it's 7 millions are preparing to hit the road for the holiday weekend, including folks right here in the 4 states. We're going to have what you need to know before you head out.
Also, authorities make another arrest in a massive manhunt following a daring prison escape.
And we've had some showers and storms this morning. They are coming to an end, but a couple more possible later today. Those details in the forecast to get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's just after 7 a.m. now on this Thursday, May the 22nd. And of course, something we mentioned this morning today, 14 years ago.
Yes.
Was the Joplin tornado. And as we talked about too, you know, for those of us who have been here, sometimes it feels like it's been longer.
Yes.
And I know for others it feels like it was only yesterday. And the morning storms, any storm, still sometimes cause some issues. But I've got some good news. Things are going to clear up a little bit for us, at least briefly. But heading into the Memorial Day weekend, rain chances increasing as traffic increases.
Certainly so. Memorial Day isn't here just yet, of course, but the travel season is already in full swing. Now, according to AAA, Missouri has some of the highest numbers of drivers on the road since the year 2000.
KOAM's Lonnie Walton spoke with a AAA expert to learn how you can prepare before hitting the road this holiday weekend.
From Cobden, Illinois, and I'm coming from Edmond, Oklahoma.
Delbert Russell's from Oklahoma. She's like millions passing through town. Like many, she's visiting family. For her, it's her grandchildren.
Grandchildren are all spread out. I have 2 in Colorado, which I just visited, and then I drove from Colorado to Oklahoma City to bring these 3 from Oklahoma City back to me.
As you can see, she's been driving a lot, but so is a lot of others.
We're going to Indianapolis, Indiana. You know, biggest single day race of the year.
Right now we're headed to Branson from Tulsa. We'll go to Silver Dollar City, and we just love to drive around up there.
We're heading to Yorkville, Illinois, traveling from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it's a move.
Now, all that traveling may be fun, but in order to stay safe on ththose roadways, Nick Shabaria from AAA says it's good they're starting out early with the driving.
The worst times to be going through there are the early afternoon all the way to the mid to late evening hours. That's when we expect to see the heaviest congestion.
And not only that, Shabaria says there's going to be a lot of extra people on the roads this year.
Overall in Missouri, we're expecting about 940,000 travelers in total for the Memorial Day holiday weekend. That's up about 3% from last year.
Shabaria says avoid extra problems by having your vehicle in proper working order.
Make sure your vehicle is road trip ready. Check things like battery engines. Make sure that tires, make sure that you're getting your oil changed at regular intervals. That's going to make sure that you stay on the road and minimize the risk of running into issues.
Deborah has her own way of dealing with these youngsters while she's driving.
Mom packs all kinds of snacks. And
reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
According to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, there were more than 1,000 crashes and 10 fatalities during the 2024 Memorial Day weekend.
Hopefully folks will play it safe this Memorial Day weekend and reduce those numbers for this upcoming holiday. And honestly, I hate to say it, but you almost, depending on where you're going, have a really good reason to stay home because we are looking at showers, thunderstorms, heavy rain, flooding concerns, all of that as we head into the upcoming weekend here in our neck of the woods. Today, though, things clearing out a bit for us. We're going to take a look outside downtown Pittsburgh. We've got some clouds out there. We've had showers and storms since late last night through this morning, but those are on their way out. In fact, as I hop up here, I'm looking at the Skywatch Storm Tracker, which we're going to show you in just a moment. I think there are like a total of 4 showers on there. Our camera 7th and range line, again, starting to clear out as well. Still some clouds out there and definitely blocking the sunrise because of this guy right here. Where we've got this little shower where we're going to zoom into it the, I guess, new old-fashioned way, the way we don't use that often, but hey. Sometimes this doesn't always work so well, so I'm impressed that it did. All right, so around Carthage, back toward Carterville, south of Alba, and north of Fidelity, just this little guy here. And then as we track off to the, okay, now it's not working anymore. So off to the south and east, we also have another shower out here as well near Pleasant Ridge, and a few sprinkles into the Aurora area. That's really just about it. There's one more into Delaware County, and it's barely visible right back behind the B, but it's there. But over the last several hours, these shower storms just kind of recycling in the same zones over and over until now, where they've tried. There have been a couple that have got going and then they have fizzled back out. That's going to be the case through the morning. Those shower storms wrapping up for us. Then, as we head into the afternoon, between noon and 6, Future Track, I think, is putting a little too much rain on here, but we could get a couple of showers or maybe a rumble of thunder between noon and 6. Otherwise, we're going to start clearing out and drying out ahead of additional shower and thunderstorm chances rolling into tomorrow and Saturday. So for tomorrow, we have a level 1 out of 5 risk still for the bulk of the area. Wind and hail seem to be the primary concerns. And fairly similar on Saturday. There's a 2 out of 5 barely getting into Chautauqua County, but we're still going to have additional strong to low-grade severe storms at this point for Saturday. Temperatures this morning look like this: 59 in Joplin, 61 in Pittsburgh. Up north again, a little cooler, but not by much. We got some mid-50s, further south, upper 50s, and some low 60s out there. Our highs today heading into the low 70s. And again, I want to stress this as well. Between noon and 6, this is a very isolated chance of a shower or rumble of thunder. I think most of us will be dry. Any actual rain chances should be wrapping up in the next couple of hours. I will have a north breeze out there today at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So not too bad of a day in terms of the temperatures and how it's going to feel. Now, holiday weekend, starting tomorrow. I showed you the thunderstorm risks for tomorrow and Saturday. We have thunderstorms all the way through Memorial Day itself, and on top of the possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms, we have flooding concerns as well. We're going to talk about how much rain we're looking at and about those thunderstorm chances in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. We'll see you soon. Well, a Jasper County special prosecuting attorney is bringing charges against a former firefighter in connection with the death of another firefighter. A charge of involuntary manslaughter was filed yesterday against Brant Cullen in an off-duty incident that took place in Carl Junction back on October 19th. Now, according to court documents, Cullen recklessly caused the death of Tucker Berry by operating a golf cart at excessive speeds and swerving after consuming alcohol. Berry fell while standing on the back of the golf cart. The special prosecuting attorney has requested an arrest warrant for Cullen, which is required by law. It has not yet been filed, nor is Cullen in custody. A judge sentences an Arma, Kansas man to life in prison for a 2023 murder in Pittsburgh. In March, a jury convicted Colin Gepford of first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, criminal discharge of firearm, aggravated assault, and criminal possession of a firearm. The Crawford County Attorney's Office says Gepford will not be eligible for post-release supervision until he has served nearly 53 years for the first-degree attempted murder charge. The conviction stems from a fatal shooting from February 2023. Officers arrived on scene to find David Mays dead from a gunshot wound. Investigators say Gepford, along with Mays and Travis Cones, lured a man to the scene where Gepford opened fire. The victim ran away as Gepford continued shooting. Gepford was arrested at the scene. And authorities say an Oswego, Kansas man charged in connection to a fatal fentanyl overdose is now behind bars. Authorities in Louisiana arrested Benjamin Queen and contacted the Parsons, Kansas Police Department. Now, he has been wanted in Parsons since March when prosecutors charged him as the alleged drug dealer in the fatal fentanyl overdose of 33-year-old Stormy Watson. Parsons police say he will be returned to face charges in Labette County. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can, of course, download the KOAM News app. It's free in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM News app. Louisiana State Police say a 5th inmate has now been captured, leaving 5 dangerous fugitives still on the run after 10 men escaped from the New Orleans Justice Center. Fox News correspondent Nate Foy has more.
If you see something, say something.
Louisiana's governor is now urging the public to help track down 5 dangerous fugitives, still on the run after escaping from a New Orleans jail early Friday morning.
We put a $20,000 price on each one of them's head for anyone who will give us a tip that will lead to an arrest.
Louisiana State Police captured a 5th escaped inmate Tuesday night, just outside the French Quarter. 19-year-old Corey Boyd was arrested at a New Orleans apartment complex. He was originally jailed for second-degree murder, aggravated battery, and threatening a public official.
I'm confident that we will collect everybody and have them back in custody. My gut tells me that most of them are probably staying close to home unless they have significant resources somewhere else.
3 of those still on the run are accused or convicted of murder. And Louisiana's governor has a warning for anybody thinking about helping them.
We find anyone who aids and abets them, they're going to jail, whether they were inside the jail and working to let them out, or they're continuing to aid and abet them and keep them from our fugitive apprehension team from picking them up.
A jail maintenance worker has been arrested for helping the inmates escape. 33-year-old Sterling Williams is being held on a $1.1 million bond after admitting he shut off the water to a cell, allowing the inmates to rip a toilet off the wall and break out through the opening. A source close to the investigation tells Fox News that at least 2 more people have been arrested today for assisting the inmates in their escape. At least one of those people is not a member of the sheriff's office or a worker at the jail. In New Orleans, Nate Foy, Fox News.
And those are our top news stories coming up this half hour. A new summer program is coming to Quapaw. We'll hear what's in store from a few of the organizers. And later, we'll hear how you can use this summer to prepare your toddler for preschool. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back. Well, if you're searching for a kids' summer program to help build on skills they have learned in school, then you should look into the Campus Academy Network. We have Barry Lindiff and Cody Smith with us this morning to explain the mission of the Campus Academy, as well as some exciting and new news. Good morning to you both. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. So talk to me briefly about Campus Academy, what it does, and how it's helped kids.
Sure. Well, Campus Academy provides free summer enrichment programs for middle school students in rural areas. And these are enrichment programs, not what you think of when you think about traditional summer school. This is a fun, kind of hands-on experiential program. No homework or test or anything like that. Okay. It's kind of like a fun summer camp that has kind of an academic bent to it. And so we're super excited. We're in Southwest Missouri, Southeast Kansas, Joplin, Neosho, Pittsburgh, Columbus, Altamont, Kansas.
Yes.
Very excited to be expanding into Northeast Oklahoma in partnership with Quapaw Nation and Quapaw Public School and Commerce Public School. We will be offering our program at Quapaw Public School this summer.
That's fantastic. Now, Barry, talk to me about how it feels to have this new program in Quapaw and just what it means for the students and young kids.
I think it's great. You know, I went to Quapaw, so I know firsthand, you know, unfortunately you can't turn on the headlines without seeing, you know, something about public education being cut all the time. Now take that scenario and apply it to rural schools, they're even more behind the 8 ball. So when something like an opportunity like this comes up with Cody, you have to jump on it. I mean, this has all come together, you know, I mean, relatively quickly, but you know, time is of the essence with our kids and our education in the future. So I think it's great that we're able to kick this off. We're kicking it off in June, and I think there's a few spots open. So we're trying to blast that out there that here's a chance to get your kid into something. It's free. It's beneficial, and it'll level the playing field for their future.
Absolutely. And now, Cody, tell me, what are the requirements for students? Who is this for specifically?
Well, again, it's for middle school kids, kids going into 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. It is an enrichment program, so we look for students that have a reasonable proficiency for their grade level, and we're looking to help them retain what they've learned through the enrichment program and also build upon that so that they really hit the ground running in the next year. So other than that, we don't have any particular requirements. So any of those kids that are in that age range can apply for the program. We do have limited seating, but we do have openings in Quapaw. We have some in Southeast Kansas as well, in Columbus. So we have opportunities there. We direct folks to our website. It's campusacademynetwork.org, where parents can apply and learn more about the program.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Happy to have you. Congratulations on the expansion in Quapaw. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's coming up on 7:19 on this Thursday morning. Skywatch Storm Tracker, we have this little shower here by Sarcoxy, just to the west of Freistadt. Maybe a few sprinkles there in Wentworth. That's really about all that is left out of all the showers and storms we have seen today. That's really about all that we've got left. They kept training over the same areas and redeveloping, and now they are fizzling out and on their way out. But we could see an additional shower or storm between noon and 6. Now, most of us will be dry. And as I've mentioned so far this morning, I think the future track's going a little over the top on rain coverage. But again, between noon and 6, an isolated shower storm will still be possible, but the majority of us will dry out and start clearing out before we run into more shower and thunderstorm chances pushing into Friday. So here we are at noon from Yates Center, Fredonia, Coffeyville, Bartlesville, even back down to Nowata and points west. That's where this is all going to start. Showers and storms start pushing in for our Friday. It'll continue to spread across the region as we go through the afternoon and evening hours on our Friday, and we'll have thunderstorms, some of which could be strong to low-grade severe. Then as we grow overnight into Saturday, storm coverage picks up a bit across the region, especially early Saturday morning. And again, some strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms not out of the question. After that, though, we get a little break. There could still be some showers, a couple of rumbles of thunder, but from about noon to 3, noon to 4, we get a little pause, and then shower and thunderstorm chances begin ramping back up, especially by late evening and overnight. We get this line of storms right along I-44 from roughly Springfield back down toward Tulsa. And it could also be strong to severe. So here's what we're looking at for tomorrow. Very low tornado risk, no areas highlighted, so that's fantastic. And even the other risks we have are a level 1 out of 5. So it's not good to have the severe risk, period, but it's great that it's low. But we're looking at the possibility of some small hail and perhaps some gusty winds out there. And we'll have similar threats as we head into Saturday as well. Most of us are in that level 1 out of 5. And again, extreme southwestern corner of Chautauqua County getting in on that 2 out of 5. So hopefully we don't see that expanded. But we still want to keep an eye on it because we're going to be dealing with those thunderstorms. On top of that, from tomorrow through Monday evening, so through Memorial Day, we're looking at a lot of rainfall across the area. And I mean a lot of rainfall, especially along and south of the 54 corridor. So it's the holiday weekend. Worst possible time, I know, for all these thunderstorms. A lot of folks planning on going out, visiting relatives, paying respects to our veterans as well. And this is going to be a bumpy ride out there. So if you are heading out, get the KOAM Skywatch weather app if you don't have it already. That way you can stay ahead of any severe thunderstorm alerts or severe weather alerts or any flood alerts. Because if you're going to be out near the water or on the water, you're going to have to pay very close attention for rapidly changing conditions and need to be prepared and be weather aware through the holiday weekend. All right. Skies, again, gradually beginning to clear from 7th and Range Line in Joplin. I think really our scattered storm chances are going to become considerably more isolated, if not just kind of fizzle out through the morning. We'll be in the low 60s to start, upper 60s by 11 o'clock this morning. And as I mentioned, between noon and 6, an isolated shower or thunderstorm will be possible across the area. Otherwise, we'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies initially, low 70s, north winds 5 to 10. And as we head into the evening, skies continue to clear out, just a few clouds overnight. That's going to be a bit on the cool side. We fall back in the low 50s, maybe even a couple upper 40s. Winds are expected to be calm. East winds tomorrow, 5 to 10. We'll have those thunderstorm chances building in. They continue, as I mentioned, through Memorial Day. Temperatures hanging out in the 70s, maybe even some upper 70s here and there. That's why we want to watch Sunday as well. We don't have any areas highlighted for severe weather at this point that far out, which is kind of a good thing. But as we get closer, we want to watch because of all the days we have with the possibility of strong to low-grade severe storms. Sunday looks to have the highest risk at this point. The better, let me rephrase that because that sounds a little scary. The better chance of seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms looks to be Sunday, so we got to pay close attention to that as well. Get a little break in the rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures cool off a bit as well. Then we see the return of shower and thunderstorm chances as we head into the second half of next week. We also see the return of warmer temperatures going back in the upper 70s and low 80s. Let's check your forecast. We are back with more right after this. Well, it's natural for most parents to want their kids to succeed in everything they do, especially school. But how young is too young to start building the foundation of a child's academic future? Well, experts are sharing strategies parents can tap into this summer for kids eyeing preschool come September. Fox News' Chris DeMeo takes a closer look.
Memorial Day is on the horizon, and as we get closer to the unofficial start of summer, students nationwide are counting down the days until the end of the school year. But as this academic season is nearing its close, teachers are using this time to highlight the importance of early childhood education so parents can start preparing younger kids for the fall.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Early childhood education is important because it provides that foundation for young children's learning across their school years.
David Purpura is the director of Purdue University's Center for Early Learning. While he cites increases in the number of 3- and 4-year-olds enrolled in preschool programs, he says not all are created equal.
Fewer than half of children are actually attending high-quality early childhood education programs. So we have a long way to go.
One of the best ways parents can help improve early learning over the summer is to focus on what's called an interwoven web of knowledge.
Specific skills build on other skills, and so we need to focus across that trajectory as kids are learning. It can't just be a lesson here or an activity here. They need to be tied together.
And while experts encourage honing in on a variety of topics, math can be a great place to start.
Children have lots of questions that can be answered through math. So engaging with them in that back and forth and asking them questions that they can use to solve problems in their daily environment can be a great way to build that foundation of early math skills.
Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
Certainly interesting. There's a lot of things, I mean, especially when I was a kid, that are available now that weren't available then to help get kids ready for school. And
absolutely.
Probably would have helped us be a little more better prepared ourselves.
It's important to take advantage of it if it's available to you. Well, coming up, a patriotic journey makes its way through Joplin.
And we've got those scattered showers, thunderstorms. They're coming to an end this morning, but a couple more possible this afternoon. We'll have another look at your forecast when we come back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:31. I'm Elise Snowy. The Nation of Patriots bike ride rolled through Joplin yesterday as part of a 120-day, 15,000-mile journey to raise money for veterans. The ride rolled through all 50 states, and roughly 50 motorcyclists met at Love's to join the ride, with Joplin police escorting the group through town.
Well, this one in particular is actually very special. So we dedicated this ride to a gentleman named Rick Chrisman. He recently passed away, and he was always my road captain. So it was great that we had so many show up in dedication of him.
Now, all donations raised will support veterans along the route. And the city of Miami will soon have a new impressive sight to see. The National Endowment for the Arts, in partnership with Arts Midwest, is making plans for a new Where We Live mural. Now, it will be located next to Woody's Bar and Grill on South Main Street and will be designed by local artist Jessica Stout. Now, Stout says she hopes to capture personal stories about life in Ottawa County. Now, let's head over to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Clear out from all those showers and storms we had that started rolling in yesterday evening. You can see our camera from downtown Pittsburgh. More sunshine out there. Things drying out for sure. Same from MoDOT, or sorry, not the MoDOT. That's usually what's here. Our camera at 7th and Rangeline. We've still got clouds still blocking the sunrise from the Joplin side of things, but you can see those clear skies off to the west. Skywatch Storm Tracker really clearing out. We've got a stray shower there in southwestern Bourbon County, and we've got this one in southern Lawrence County, and that's really about it after just repeating rounds of showers and storms over the same areas, and they will continue to kind of come to a close this morning. Then we could see an isolated shower storm between noon and 6 today. Some of the model data is suggesting that. It's a very low chance. The majority of us will remain dry, but it will be a possibility, as I've mentioned earlier, to Future Track right now, going a little over the top on the rain chances, but nonetheless, a shower storm will be possible, but nothing too crazy out there. All right, so as we head into tomorrow, though, we do have that level 1 out of 5 risk. Same on Saturday for strong to low-grade severe storms. And again, the 2 out of 5 risk is just barely clipping southwestern Chautauqua County for Saturday. So it's something we're going to have to monitor. I know the holiday weekend's here. Worst possible time for rain and thunderstorms. A lot of folks getting together, seeing family, heading out, camping, going to the lake, the river, the creek, whatever it may be. You're going to want to make sure you've got alternate fun plans that involve being indoors, just in case, as we head into the weekend. At 59 in Joplin right now. Stay at 61 in Pittsburgh, and across the area, temperatures doing pretty good, mid-upper 50s for a good portion of us. And down a little further south, getting some low 60s mixed in there. North winds today, about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and again, a very isolated chance of a shower or storm as we head between noon and 6. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy skies up to for highs, low to mid 70s. And then we'll see skies beginning to clear out as we roll into the late evening hours and overnight tonight, ahead of additional thunderstorm chances as we roll into our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as well as Memorial Day. And it's not just strong to severe thunderstorm chances that we are concerned about out there. We're also keeping an eye on the possibility of flooding. We're going to go over all those details with you in the full forecast that's coming up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A generous donation allows Virginia students to receive a bike ahead of summer vacation. In Consumer Watch, a world-famous theme park is reportedly suspending some employees following a Supreme Court ruling. Reports say Walt Disney World placed dozens of Venezuelan employees who live in Florida on a 30-day unpaid leave on Tuesday. Reports say the employees are at risk of losing temporary protected status because of a Supreme Court ruling. The ruling allows the Trump administration to rescind protections for 350,000 Venezuelans across the United States. Now, if employees can provide new work authorization before the 30 days are up, they will not be terminated. And work continues on President Trump's tax and policy bill, with some on Capitol Hill still holding out yesterday. Ultra-conservative members of the House Freedom Caucus want more cuts. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more.
President Trump, how are you feeling, sir, about your big, beautiful bill today?
Very well. We're doing very well. It's very close. Hoping to have it passed by the end of the week, House Republicans are scrambling to get on the same page. With a thin majority, a group of holdouts still threatens to stall the legislation. President Trump called them to the White House Wednesday with House Speaker Mike Johnson for some last-minute arm twisting.
I think progress is made. I think that there is a pathway forward that we can see. But again, the leadership will have to figure out, what the time frame of this is.
The president yesterday laid out some real clear terms, and we're working to achieve those.
Speaker Johnson reportedly worked out a deal with another group of holdouts wanting to raise the cap on state and local tax deductions. The so-called Big Beautiful Bill would extend tax cuts from President Trump's first term and remove taxes on tips and overtime, among other campaign promises. Democrats are united against the bill, saying millions of Americans will lose health insurance under Medicaid.
We know that children and families will go hungry with this proposal. The budget would cut crucial programs for the poor and working families.
If Democrats remain totally opposed, Republicans can only afford to have 3 members vote no and still pass the bill. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Now, breaking this morning, about an hour ago, President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill passed in the House by 215 to 214. The bill now heads to the Senate, and those are our top consumer stories this morning. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:42 now on this Thursday morning. And we're going to start with a couple of looks outside. First, downtown Pittsburgh. Again, some clouds out there, but starting to get a little more sunshine as we get this day underway. Same from the Joplin side. Starting to get a little of that sunshine trying to peek through from clouds to the east from some of those dying out showers. In fact, on the Skywatch Storm Tracker, not much out there. A few sprinkles left, and that's all that we have after a few rounds of just repeating thunderstorms over roughly the same areas from yesterday evening through early this morning, and all of that coming to a close this morning. Again, I'm always checking for new data, and we have some new data which we will cover with you. But first, on to the future track. Now, again, the future track sometimes takes a little longer to update, so we're going to break down what we're looking at. Between now and noon, we're going to be drying out. We're going to have clearing skies, partly cloudy skies. It's going to be pretty okay. And then between noon and 4, which is even better news, we could get, again, an isolated shower or rumble of thunder. Anything we see is going to be short-lived. It's not going to add up to much, but there could be 1 or 2 of those out there. And then we clear out for the evening. Mostly clear skies tonight and mostly clear to start our Friday. Then clouds begin to increase, and we get more thunderstorm chances rolling in by noon. You can see from Yates Center, Fredonia, Coffeyville, Newata, and Points West. That's where they're going to start, and they'll continue to spread across the area as we head through the afternoon and into the evening hours as well. Some of these storms could be strong to low-grade severe, with hail and wind being the primary concern. They'll increase in coverage a bit as we go overnight and into Saturday morning, and we'll have more widespread showers and storms once again. Could be strong to low-grade severe. Then we get almost a little pause. There could be some isolated showers or storms after that, but we'll have a brief pause before about 4 or 5 o'clock. We start seeing more showers and thunderstorms rolling in, and we go back to that same situation of some of them potentially being strong to low-grade severe at this point. So here's what we've got for tomorrow, breaking down the risks. Tornado risk very low. No areas are highlighted there. Hail, though, it's a level 1 out of 5, same for winds. So we're talking some small hail, perhaps some gusty winds. That doesn't seem like a lot if you are at home in a sturdy structure, but if you're going camping, for example, or you're in an RV, 40, 50 mile an hour winds may not be severe, but they are going to certainly cause some issues. So that's why this weekend, for the holiday weekend, you've got to remain very weather aware because we have rapidly changing conditions. We have the chance for some strong to potentially severe thunderstorms. We also have possibilities of flooding. So, of course, get that Skywatch weather app. It is free. And you get all the alerts you need, and you can set it for the right alerts for the right places at the right time, so that you can be weather aware. So again, tomorrow, level 1 out of 5 risk. Saturday, 1 out of 5 for most of us. We have a 2 out of 5 barely clipping Chautauqua County. So hopefully we don't see any of that spread across the region as we get closer to Saturday. Now between tomorrow and Monday evening, take a look at these rain totals. You get along and then south of the US 54 corridor, and the rain totals really start to pick up. 3, 5, 7, 8 inches possible of rain. That's where the flooding concern comes in, and because of how quick this rain's going to come down at times, if you're planning on being on the water, you've got to make sure, again, you're paying very close attention to the conditions, and rapidly changing conditions will be possible. And if you're near the water and a flood alert comes out for your area, don't waste time. Get on out of there. I know it's rough. I know it's a holiday weekend. A lot of kids, you're out of school. You're going to plan something, and maybe even just staying local this weekend, but you need to have a backup plan. You need to have a safe spot as well, just in case as we roll into this upcoming weekend. All right, starting the day, a couple isolated showers may continue through about 8, partly cloudy skies otherwise. Upper 60s, near 70 by 11 o'clock this morning. And as I mentioned, between about noon and 4, an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Most of us will be dry, and we'll make it into the low to mid 70s with a north breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Into the evening we go. Mostly clear skies, pushing through the evening hours and overnight back into the low 50s. Couple of upper 40s possible, so a bit of a chilly night out there. Winds will be calm. Tomorrow, east breeze 5 to 10. 70s. We get pretty warm on Sunday. That's why we want to watch Sunday as well. We don't have anything highlighted for Sunday at this particular point, but it is something we want to monitor because Sunday looks to be the better chance. If we're going to see strong, potentially severe storms, Sunday looks to be a slightly better chance of that. So we want to watch it very closely. For Memorial Day, storms continuing. So keep that in mind as well. We'll be in the 70s all the way through. Then we get a little bit of a break Tuesday and Wednesday ahead of more shower and thunderstorm chances in the second half of next week, with temperatures warming back up as well. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Well, there are very few things in the world that make a child happier than a new bike.
And with the surprise donation from an anonymous donor, 50 students now have their dream bikes. Austin Hicks has the story.
There are fewer things in the world that make a child more happy than a brand new bike. And thanks to the donation of one anonymous donor, 50 children here at Darrington Elementary School now have their dream bike. There were smiles all around the cafeteria of Darrington Elementary School for innovation as students were rewarded with bikes for their attendance, positive attitude, and work ethic.
So we want to say, hey, you're working hard. We want to say you've earned this. And so we've had 50 bikes today that we were able to distribute to students who earned them.
The school partners with One Community, One Voice, a nonprofit who goes to different schools in Lynchburg, donating bikes to reward students for their hard work. Normally there would only be 4 bikes given out, but one person recognized what One Community and Darrington Elementary were doing for children and made a surprise donation.
So when we were able to get that donation and somebody said, hey, I see you, that meant a lot to me. That meant that we're doing what we said we're going to do. And so I'm excited. We had, kindergarten through 5th grade were able to get bikes today, and that was just amazing.
Principal of Darrington Elementary School, Jason Gambrone, says using the bikes as an incentive has changed the trajectory of many students' education.
To see a student who was kind of going down one path, but that incentive actually worked. And then the work of the staff in the building, the work of the parents, the work of the community people who come and volunteer to tutor and stuff, you see that all of that made a difference.
Seeing the smiles on the faces of the students makes everything the teachers and parents do worthwhile.
So when you now see that student smile on their face because they earned it, you actually see all of the hands that came together to make that happen. And that's what it's really all about.
How incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Very incredible. And it's nice to see that this is having a positive impact on students' lives as well, and their education for sure. Oh, we've got showers and thunderstorms. That's not going to have a positive impact on your Memorial Day weekend, unfortunately, but that is what we are looking at. What we've got out there now, a couple of stray showers, those are going to be done soon. And then between noon and about 4, could get another isolated shower or storm. And they will all clear out with mostly clear skies overnight tonight. Then, by tomorrow about noon, here comes our next round of showers and thunderstorms. So initially, from noon, Yates Center, Fredonia, Coffeyville, Newata points west. That's where we're going to start to see thunderstorm activity building in. And it will spread eventually across the entire region. And as we go through the afternoon and evening hours on our Friday, some of these storms could be strong, potentially severe. So it's something we want to keep a very close eye on. Then we go into Saturday morning, storms begin to increase in coverage out there. And again, some strong to potentially severe storms will be possible. Then, based on latest data, a couple of scattered showers or storms continue, but we start to dry out briefly before we get to about 4 or 5 o'clock. We start to see the return of showers and thunderstorms Saturday afternoon, evening, and into the overnight. And you can see by Sunday at 1 a.m. along I-44 from just about Springfield down toward Tulsa, a line of storms. And again, they could be strong to severe. This is what we're talking about. With your plans for the Memorial Day weekend, you need to make sure that you have an alternate plan ready to go, just in case, because flooding is also a concern that we have. Our threats with the storms tomorrow, again, looking to be maybe some small hail and perhaps some gusty winds out there. And our next big concern between Friday and Monday is going to be the excessive rainfall, especially south of the 54 corridor. We're talking 5, 8, 9 inches of rain, so do be prepared for that. Stay weather aware. We'll have one more look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. A Jasper County special prosecuting attorney will bring charges of involuntary manslaughter against Brant Cullen in connection with the death of Tucker Berry. According to court documents, Cullen recklessly caused the death of Berry by operating a golf cart at excessive speeds and swerving after consuming alcohol. Berry fell while standing on the back of the golf cart. The warrant has not yet been filed, nor is Cullen in custody. A judge sentences Colin Gepford of Arma, Kansas to life in prison for a 2023 murder in Pittsburgh. In March, Gepford was convicted of first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, criminal discharge of a firearm, aggravated assault, and criminal possession of a firearm. The Crawford County Attorney's Office says Gepford will not be eligible for post-release supervision until he has served nearly 53 years for the first-degree attempted murder charge. And authorities charge Benjamin Queen of Oswego, Kansas, in connection to a fatal fentanyl overdose. Authorities in Louisiana arrested Queen yesterday and contacted the Parsons, Kansas Police Department. Now, Queen has been wanted since March in connection with the fatal fentanyl overdose of 33-year-old Stormy Watson. Queen will be returned to face charges in Labette County, Kansas. That's a look at today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
As you head out the door, we're clearing out for the morning hours and then maybe an isolated shower storm between noon and 4. I think most of us will remain dry and we'll go back into the low to mid 70s today with a north breeze 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clearing skies for the evening and overnight, back down in the low 50s. Shower and thunderstorm chances return by tomorrow afternoon and continue through Memorial Day. Some storms could be strong, potentially severe, and we have flooding concerns over the weekend as well. So if you have Memorial Day plans that are outdoors or near the water, make sure you stay weather aware.
Absolutely. And the city of Parsons, Kansas kicks off its annual Katy Days Festival. The festival is named after the first train that rolled into Parsons back in 1870, which would be remembered as the Katy.
You can find everything from horseshoe and cornhole tournaments to sand volleyball and the tractor show. For more information, including dates and the schedule of events, you can head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com/Katy. events. Lots of fun and a lot of great festivals and things coming up across
about
4
that
states
time.
here into the summer, so a lot to do. Well, thank you all so much for joining us this morning. We're back at noon with more news and weather.
Have a great rest of your morning.